Yeah.
Sachin, good morning.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for
One
confirming.
copy.
Okay, guys. So let's have a quick introduction. I myself, Sachin. I am professionally SAP FICO consultant with 18 plus years experience, and I'm being working with different organizations, different clients. Okay, for SAP implementation and web implementation. I worked in different versions of SAP, right from ECC 4.6 till the latest is S/4HANA 2022, 22.4. Okay. On Vim side, I have working with Vim implementation for various clients, ranging from Vim 5.1 till Vim 20.3. I have implemented those, worked on enhancements, implement support projects, enhancements, and greenfield implementation, all kind of scenarios. Okay, that's a quick introduction about myself. If we can have a quick introduction about yourself as well, that will help me in planning the sessions accordingly. So, can we go round the table?
Hi, Sachin.
Hello.
This is Manoj. I'm working as a senior accounts associate from the last 6 years. So now I'm planning to learn this VIM in SAP.
So,
That
you
is
don't have any experience in SAP, it is purely into accounting?
yes, yes. Accounts and finance itself.
Okay. So, domain basically, finance domain.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank
That's it.
you.
Siddharth here, SAP ABAP consultant. I worked in SD and MM module.
Okay.
Hi
And
Sachin.
how are you working since Siddharth?
7 years in Bangalore.
7 years. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hi Sachin. This is Lakshmi. I am having 12 years of experience, out of which around 5 years in SAP FICO. From last 2 years, I am working with Vim, but it is completely customized, which I am working this project from last around 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Hi Sachin, good morning. This is Anil Kumar.
Mm-hmm. Hi Anil. Good morning.
Yeah, I have a little bit knowledge in SAP basis administration.
SAP
So
basis.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
One of my cousin referred to the SAP BIM. So that's why I'm planning that.
Okay, so you have like any experience, or you've just started with SAP basis? How is it?
No, but I have a little bit knowledge in SAP basis and user administration, client configurations, and license installation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
license maintenance.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Yeah, Sachin, Vim is open text product, right?
Yes, Vim is an open text product.
Okay, like ICC and BCC, BC, OSHA, these products are open text tools, right?
Yeah, those are different products from open text.
Okay. Okay, these are all same open text products, right?
Yeah, yeah. Vim,
Okay,
ICC, these are different open text products. ECM,
okay, okay. BCC, BC, OSHA.
ICC, BCC are OCR solutions. So those are the
Okay,
OCR based products.
okay. These are open text products, right?
Yes, open text product using OCR.
Okay. Thank you.
OCR is a methodology.
Okay.
Okay, who
Hi,
goes
Sachin.
next?
Hi, Sachin. This is Tulsinath speaking,
Yeah, hi
and
Tulsinath.
I'm a semi-qualified chartered accountant. I'm working. I have 3 years of experience in SAP FICO. Presently, I'm working. Um, that's it.
Okay, okay, thank you, Tulsi.
Hi Sachin, this is Jashwant.
Yeah, hi Jashwant.
Yeah, I have 5 plus years of experience in SAP
1 plus years
FICO.
of
Five.
finance.
Yeah, finance and controlling
Okay, in SAP or is it domain?
in SAP.
In SAP. Okay. So in SAP, FI and procurement both you're working.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
procurement, finance and controlling.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. That's good. Fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hi Sachin, this is Reshma.
Hi Reshmi. Good morning.
I'm working as a basis consultant and I have an experience of 3.5 years.
Okay. 3.5 basis consultant.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Hi Sachin, this is Brahmaya. I have 3 plus of experience in FI consultant.
Okay. SAP FI, right?
SAP FI, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for Mia.
Hey Sachin, hi, this is Vijay.
Yeah. Hi Vijay.
Yeah, I have 10 plus years of experience.
Hmm.
Uh, so the same invoice process management I have implemented in Oracle products. Basically, I'm from Oracle background. Uh,
Okay.
so we use the WFR, some other capture things, which is similar to this kind of VAM, it seems. But I would like to learn this with the SAP as well. So basically, I'm interested to SAP, so I moved to this
Okay.
one.
So do you have any background on SAP or is it purely into
No, no.
Oracles?
With respect to SAP, I have zero knowledge, honestly, zero.
Okay.
But the same
Okay.
implementation, the same I implemented in Oracle, the invoice or whatever, right? POs, non-POs, they will purchase, and we will push into inject into EBS Oracle, where you people can do with the SAP, it seems, right? Except that,
Understood. So
correct,
basically,
right?
you have worked on a vendor invoice management solution on Oracle, not the OpenText Vim.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Good to know. Thank
Hello. So
you.
you are not sharing any screen, right? Hello.
Not yet. Not yet.
See, showing completely black. Yeah.
I am not sharing anything as of now. We are just going through a quick introduction and then I'll share my screen.
Yeah. So yeah, can I talk to you now?
Yes, please.
Sure.
So I am also similar to Vijay profile like that. So mine is also like what I said. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
So,
can hear you. I can hear you. Yes.
yeah.
So
So
you said
similar
your
to
profile is similar to Vijay. So are you also working in Oracle?
yeah, I'm also working in Oracle OCR WFR like Oracle Farm Recognition and all. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So so recently, I mean, last couple of years, there is no growth and no this one
Okay.
in
Okay.
Oracle. So we would
Mm-hmm.
like to switch to this domain as suggested by one of my manager. So it is a similar kind of skill
Mm-hmm.
set like same OCR technology, invoice processing, invoice the same, but this it will be different domain only. So we don't
Mm-hmm.
have any knowledge on SAP. So we'd like to, yeah, would like to learn these things and all. But we have so many doubts in mind to get it done actually.
Yeah, yeah, we'll go through all your doubts. I'll try to clarify everything. Okay.
The
Let's
first
first
question,
have one quick round of
one question is,
introduction.
the one
Yes,
question
please,
is,
please go ahead.
so along with VIM, there should be a difference with that other technology like we have FICO and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do we really need to learn those things also?
Overview, yes. We'll go through. Let's go through. I have a small PPT and then details. I'll go through it and then maybe we can have a Q&A session, right? We'll have a Q&A session
Okay,
towards the end of the session.
okay, 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 great.
Okay.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
So who goes next?
Yeah, hi Sachin. This is Subhash here.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I'm working in
Subhash.
the FICO part. and we are just in our project we have a Vim, so I am giving support the Vim. So that is
Okay.
mostly based on the Captiva. They are doing the scanning part and all. So anyhow, you can cover the Captiva also. Is it possible or?
Captiva is a different tool. We will be working on or
Ah,
this
yes.
session more about on open text vendor invoice management tool. So those two tools are different.
Correct, correct. So
Okay.
we
I
are
think
having a
Captiva is
Captiva
mostly used
doing
for
that.
capturing the invoices also, right? Processing is
Yes,
done by
correct, correct.
Captiva or
No, 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 no. So we are actually doing this analytics and all in the same, but the capturing part only we are doing in Captiva. Ah,
mm-hmm.
so that's actually business having in the system. So they are asking to give the support, but we are struggling so many issues. Actually, I'm not from the Vim, so that is the thing.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
No, no, no worries. Let's see. We'll have a
yes,
Q&A
yes.
session and then that gives you, I hope that will give you clarity. Okay. Then Sekhar, Shekhar, you there? Okay, then we have Abdul. Am I audible to you, Abdul? Abdul Karim. I hope I'm addressing you correctly. Abdul and Shekhar, if you are speaking, I'm not able to hear you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
you are.
Yeah, I'm Krishna Kumar. I'm having a relevant experience around 7 years as a SAP FICO consultant. So I thought to learn Vim. One of my friend is working on Vim, so I plan to learn this Vim.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks for the quick intro and welcome to the class.
okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone left out? I guess we are done. Shekhar and Abdul, we are not able to hear you. Shekhar, you have raised your hand. Okay, there is some issue in your audio, cannot interact over mic. Okay, fine. You can give a quick introduction on chat as well. Abdul, you as well, because we are not able to hear you. If you can give you a quick introduction on chat. Am I audible to you guys? Abdul Shekhar? Yeah, thanks. Thanks for confirming. So, if you can give a quick introduction about yourself, how much experience you have and which technology you're working. If you can just type in the chat. Okay, meanwhile, I'll share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. And if able to see my screen?
Sachin.
Yes,
Yeah,
Sachin.
here, here.
Okay, thank you, Shekhar. Shekhar has given a quick introduction. He is working in R2R SAP from April 24. Thanks, Shekhar. Okay, so I have a small PPT, small slide deck, which we will go through. It talks about Vim, what is Vim, what are the features of Vim, advantages of Vim. Okay, and we go through the quick invoice process flow. Okay, what is the invoice process flow? How Vim caters the invoice process flow, and then a couple of slides showing what kind of details we are going to cover into the session, just a high level overview kind of thing, and then we can go through Q&A sessions. Okay, any doubts you have in between, you can interrupt me, prompt me, and call out and raise your doubt, clarify it. Okay, so once I go into presentation mode, it will be full screen. I won't be able to look at the go to screen. So if you have any doubts, please call out, and with your name, you can ask the question. Okay, I'll clarify. Okay, vendor invoice management. We are talking here, or we have gathered here to discuss more about vendor invoice management. There is a standard SAP, or SAP has already given certain solution, or we can say it's an ERP system, so it has its own process, which includes P2P process as a procure to payment, in which vendor invoicing will come as a part of it. Okay. Now, with the standard SAP process, there are certain gaps which were identified by the industry, and the organizations were facing some challenges, some gaps. Okay, open text as an organization, okay, they have acknowledged those gaps, and they developed a product, they developed a tool to bridge these gaps. And that tool is, as it was basically helping in managing the vendor invoices, they named it as vendor invoice management. Okay, abbreviated as Vim, 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 vendor invoice management. So when we talk about open text Vim, it is an open text AG product. They have developed this tool, and this was developed to bridge the gaps in the standard SAP process, P2P process. Okay, this, as I said, it is to bridge the SAP gaps. This was developed on top of SAP, so it's a bolt-on system. Okay, when I say bolt-on system, it means that literally meaning of, like, when you bolt on something, you need some base on which you can bolt on something, right? So SAP is the base required for Vim to work. Okay, so whenever we talk about Vim, it's not a different system or a different server. It's the same server on which your SAP is lying, or it's the SAP system itself on which Vim products or components are installed. It's one and the same system. Okay, it is a separate product or a different third-party tool. You need to buy the license for this. It does not come bundled with the SAP license. You have to procure a separate license for this. Okay, as a tool, it caters vendor invoice management. Okay, so all the required process or configurations which are related to vendor invoice management, vendor invoice posting, are catered by this tool. It also caters certain prerequisites post part of it. Okay, something which is required on PO side, or GR posting, something like that, or vendor master data and all. Those kind of support is provided via this tool, but the major focus is on vendor invoice postings, different scenarios in vendor invoice posting. Okay. It covers pre-processing of invoice data, various ways to get the invoice data, approval flow, and flexibility and customization. These are like key points which you can take. You will understand more details when we go through the details of the tool and further. Okay, through the during the course. Recently, when I say recently, it has been few years now. OpenText and SAP has uh, partnered together. So now they are partners. Okay, what do they mean by partners is that they do co-development, they do the development together. So whenever there is any requirement, any new solution coming into place for SAP, if it is involving anywhere related to vendor invoice management, okay, OpenText is involved along with SAP, and they both build the solution together. From standard SAP point of view, SAP builds. From Vim point of view or vendor invoice point of view, OpenText builds, and they bring the product together. Since they are partnered, they are anyways doing the co-development. They are ensuring that Vim products are compatible with SAP versions. So there are different versions of Vim and different version of SAP. They are bringing the corresponding compatible versions. Okay, so you will have SAP versions, and then you also have Vim versions coming accordingly. Okay, earlier on ECC, Vim had different versions, right? Starting right from 5.1, then 6.5, 7.0, 7.5. Okay, with S4 HANA, what SAP is following is they are bringing up new versions every quarter on cloud, and uh, every year on-prem. Vim is also following the same timelines. So they also bring the new versions of Vim every quarter on cloud and every year on-prem. Okay, it's a very well integrated and co-developed solution. So the compatibility is not a question with SAP and Vim together. Okay, any questions over here? Anyone has any doubts?
We are good. We are good, Sachin.
Okay, thank you. Moving forward, what are the features in Vim solution? Okay, as I said that they have done a lot of research. OpenText has done a lot of research, and based on that, they have developed a tool. Okay, so they have ensured that they give everything as a part of the product itself. So it's an out of the box solution. You can start once the product is implemented or installed, you can start using it, okay, from out of the box itself. So it has a pre-configuration. BC sets are given for the pre-configurations, and with that you can start using the product itself, unless and until you have any specific requirements. Okay, if you have specific requirements, you can go and configure and customize those requirements accordingly. Okay, pre-configured rules, roles and actions. So there are a lot of features in the product. Okay, there are something called as rules, there are some roles, actions, all those are coming as pre-configured. So same part as that out of the box scenario. So those rules, roles, actions are created based on the research what they have done and the best practices followed across the industry. Okay, the tool is based on a workflow, so it brings automation. Okay, since it is a workflow based, so it automatically moves, it creates task for the required users, and there are a lot of checks and all implemented within the tool. Okay, and it creates a task for the person or the team who is required to take the action, which helps in the overall collaboration within the team also. Direct access to the information talks about like we all know in SAP there is a framework on the roles and authorizations, which generally your user access management team or security team or basis team, like whatever you term it, will take care, and those accesses are provided. On top of that, in within Vim, there is a concept of roles within the Vim, which further classifies what data should be visible to which user and all, and accordingly that information is available directly to the corresponding users, either it in SAP GUI or it is in Fury apps, wherever those data is controlled and access is available. Machine learning and AI, we talk about machine learning and AI more from an OCR perspective. Okay. OCR is a technology or methodology used by a lot of organization. Okay, optical character recognition. There are different applications of OCR. One of the application which is used and OCR implemented by OpenText is in the vendor invoice management. There they have implemented machine learning and AI to get a better output of the OCR, okay, which gives overall performance improvement in general, helps the organization to automate indexing part of it. We'll see what is indexing in during the course part of it. But there is something called as indexing or data entry, so that can be automated using this OCR tool. Okay, ECM integration or in general integration. Okay, Vim can be very easily integrated with any other tool, any third party tool or any SAP tool. Okay, for that matter, it may be SAP tool, third party tool, or OpenText tool itself. Other products like ECM, archiving solutions, okay, OCR, okay, Ariba, Concur. These are some examples with these tools. Vim can be very easily integrated. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts? Anyone has?
So Sachin, can I ask one question?
Yes,
So
please.
this is, yeah, is this actually a template configuration based solution, or any code related solution to be able to provide you for
No, I
invoicing?
didn't. I didn't get you. Can you please repeat?
The Win solution is basically a template configuration at one-time configuration, or any code-based related solution for invoicing process and all.
Invoicing processing configuration is more over one-time configuration based on your scenarios in your organization. If your organization has more scenarios coming up later, you can obviously go and configure it again. Okay, so there is
Mhm.
a lot of configuration which can be done and customization based on the requirement basis. Okay,
So
and
all
this
these are
configuration.
okay. Okay, please go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. So configuration, when we talk about this, configuration should cover all different scenarios of your invoices. Okay.
So for
Now,
customization, sorry to what script do you use in SAP usually?
If you want indication, yeah.
script, you mean to say programming language? What is required
Yeah,
for programming language?
whatever script or programming
Yeah,
language.
it's a SAP based SAP bolt-on tool. SAP uses ABAP as a language, so same
Oh,
is used in Vim as well.
got it.
So
Does that answer?
for customization, what they will do?
Customization, see, there are two things, two different terminologies and concepts: configuration and customization. Configuration is something where you set up, give some parameters, setup and all, and the tool works according to that. Customization, when we talk about, then it is about writing the custom code or have patching the standard flow with the custom part of it. So both are possible. There are a lot of options available in the tool given for customization. Okay, so
Okay.
you will have
Okay.
to obviously write the custom code for it using a BAP language, and with that you can do the customization.
ABAP language, right? We need to write it, right?
Yeah, normally every organization will have, whenever anybody is implementing Vim, they would have the team setup, right? So uh, in SAP, there are different teams, okay, called as functional team and development team. So functional team are the people who will be interacting with the business users, getting the business requirement, and then setting up the parameters called as configuration. So configuration is done by the functional team, and development team will do the coding part of it. So Functional team will provide the requirement. Accordingly, the development team will write the code and provide the objects, which will be further configured by the custom functional team. Does it answer your query?
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah, sir.
so
Krishna
for,
here, sir. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, are we covering this FS part for Vim? So is it similar to like SAP where we are writing FS and
Yes,
implementing,
yes.
taking help of ABAP or like that?
Yes. It is.
So are we
See, it's a
covering in
SAP
this course,
bolt-on
sir?
system. So any development which is required will follow the normal SAP, uh, what I can say, process, right? So if you
Yes.
want to develop something custom in SAP, normal
Hmm.
SDLC, software development life cycle, will be followed, right? There will be requirement gathering from the business users. Then the functional consultants will write the functional specifications, which will be shared with the
Yes.
development team. Development will do the coding part, right?
Yes.
Testing,
Yes.
everything
Yes.
follow. Software development life cycle has to be followed, right? Basic.
Yes. Yes, sir. So same thing will be in the Vim, sir.
Vim also follows the same. Say any tool will follow the software development life cycle, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
if we are developing something custom, it has to follow, right? It should follow the software development life cycle. Okay. And in from a
So
Vim point of view, when you are talking about Vim consultant, okay,
hmm.
we more work as a consultant, functional consultant from a Vim point of view. Okay. Development team will write the code. Okay. Having said that, it also needs a technical understanding. Okay. So
Uh,
for
yes,
Vim,
Do you?
if you're having functional understanding, well and good. If you're having basis understanding, is also useful. If you're having ABAP understanding, these all are add-ons. Okay, so if you have one of the skill, you do not have the other skill, that can be bridged. This course, when we are going to discuss, you will learn how to set up the Vim as a tool from end to end for a greenfield implementation.
Okay, sir. So we
So,
are also covering this FS part, sir. Any scenarios in this course?
See, we'll be covering functionalities. Okay. Now, FS is writing of the requirement, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So,
Yeah,
I
are we
mean to say
covering
that we
any
will not
example
be discussing
scenarios, sir?
how to write the FS. What I mean is that we will be discussing about the functionality, what information from a functional team has to be provided to the development team to write the code. That part we will discuss. So once you're clear with the requirement, writing that into English language will be your functional specification, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir. So
Yeah.
what my question is, so Vim is different from the SAP. So when we are trying to write the FS, so that part we will going to learn, or it will be like
I didn't get
only
you. What part you
implementation.
want to
Vim,
learn
Vim.
as a writing FS?
Sir, for example, I am having a different requirements, sir, apart from the Vim.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a no standard Vim. So I want to, my client is asking for something different requirement. So for that, I have to write, I have to develop, right, sir. So then only we
Yes,
are
you have
going
to
for
develop. That's what
customization.
I said, right? When the
Yeah.
requirement is clear, if you have understood the
Hmm.
requirement part, writing that
Okay.
requirement into English language will be your functional specification. Am I correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, that
When
is
we
fine, sir.
discuss about
So
that,
do you have
that when
any?
you are developing something custom, we will discuss what information you have to pass on to your technical team, right? I'm not saying that you will write the requirement from the business language as is.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, what information technical team needs, that requirement part we will discuss, that what information you need to pass on so that the development team can write the code for it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, there are a lot of flexibility where a lot of options are available to customize the tool. Okay, every point there is a different way, so we will discuss when we go through those topics. Okay, at every point I'll show where you can customize it, how you can customize it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
does that answer?
Yes, yes, sir.
So,
Okay.
Sachin, Vijay here. So, are we functional consultant or developers? First, straight question.
Vim consultants are considered as functional consultants. Okay,
So,
as
if
I
we are
said,
a functional consultant, so we are supposed to get the business from business, as well as we need to pass the requirements to the developers. Is that way, or we are the developers? Here, I'm not sure. I'm not getting
so when you
confused.
say you are the developer, no, you are right. Again, it depends on organization to organization. Okay, I have seen most of the organization will differentiate between the Vim consultants and the development team. So Vim consultants are supposed to do the configuration setup of the Vim tool, okay, and connect with the business users and do the testing and all. Okay, one reason again here of keeping the teams separate, because one, like, again, depend on your organization structure and the organization size and volume of the documents
Mhm.
and all that it is getting processed. The consultants are getting occupied so much into this Vim configuration and all that you do not have time to write code on yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so
So,
that's
could
where
you?
your dev team should be available to write the code for you, and then you can set up the other things. Vim consultants, as I said, they can be referred as techno-functional consultants who
Exactly.
has technical understanding and functional understanding both. It is a add-on. Okay,
Exactly.
if you are a
Definitely.
pure functional consultants, you can
Mm.
still be a Vim consultant. If you are pure ABAP consultants, you still can be Vim consultants. If you are a business end user, you can still be a Vim consultant, and if you're a basis consultant, still you can be a Vim consultant.
Agreed, agreed. So depends on organization. Maybe they don't want to maintain separate team due to budget concerns. So we need to learn both cases.
Possible, possible,
Could be. Got it, got it.
possible.
Hello,
But
hello. Hi.
generally, I have seen that any organization who is a very small scale organization does not go for SAP implementation itself. Medium scale onwards, they would generally prefer to have separate teams for configuration and development. Okay, there are certain SOX compliance and SOD also coming into picture, right? Segregation of duties.
So Sachin, one more doubt actually. So since
Mhm.
as SAP is concerned, so we lack of SAP knowledge okay, for us. So how do we go ahead with do we need any dependency to learn anything like a FICO or anything should be required for us for case? You understand my case?
I guess, like,
We
sorry, I
don't.
don't recall your name. You're the two
My
guys who
name is
have worked
Ignesh.
only on
Yeah,
Oracle,
yeah,
right?
Sachin.
Not in SAP at all.
Sachin, my name is Ignesh. I'm okay. Basically Oracle consult, Oracle okay background.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm
So
new to SAP and this one. I suggested by someone. So
yes, yes.
apart
See,
from Vim, do we need any
SAP
for
background
Vim
is surely
dependency is there?
helpful.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, complete. Please complete, and then I'll talk.
So for Vim, any dependency is there? Do we need to require to learn anything or nothing? Only Vim is enough for sufficient for us.
No, surely you need some background to it. Okay. Vim, as I said, is a bolt-on system, and it is bridging the gap in the standard SAP process, right? So first of all,
Mm.
getting knowing the SAP itself, right? How SAP works, what are the SAP screens? Okay, that is basic part of SAP is surely needed. Okay. On top of that, the prerequisites, which I will be sharing during the course content also. Okay, if you know the P2P process, if you know something about SAP, how, what is this responsibility of base team, what is the responsibility of security team or user access management team, what is the responsibility of functional team, development team, those basics, if you know, that's very helpful for you. If you start purely without any context, if you start only with the Vim, then it would be it's not that you cannot learn it, but it would be challenging.
Hi,
I
Sachin.
hope this answers.
Yeah, okay, Sachin.
Yeah.
Sachin,
Hi,
thank you.
Okay.
hi, Sachin. Jashwant here.
Yes. Yes, please.
Like, I think you will cover this topic going forward. What is
Go
the
ahead with your
use of this
question.
OCR?
Sorry, please complete your question.
Yeah, what is the OCR actually? I'm SAP FSCO consultant. Just wanted
Okay,
to understand.
OCR is a technology or a methodology we can say. Okay, I can give you a very high level update or information about OCR. It is optical character recognition. Okay, or in
Okay.
simpler words, I can say basically if there is any image or PDF or something, right? The each and every pixel is read of it, read from that image or PDF, and based on that, the characters are recognized. Okay, each
Okay.
alphabet, number, symbol is recognized, and based on that, the data is read from the image. So you can say like it is text extraction from the image. It will extract the text from the image, and then that text, okay, is not kept as a raw text. It is categorized or converted into a structured data.
Okay.
Okay, so when I say structured
Yeah.
data,
Such.
that comes the that like optical character recognition, OCR. In raw format, it is extracting the text from the images, and then the application comes into picture. So in the application for vendor invoice management, what it will do is like from that text it will identify what is the header, what is the value against it. So it will have your invoice. When we talk about a vendor invoice, your vendor invoice will have somewhere invoice date and then the date value against it, right? Some header as
Okay.
invoice
Yeah.
number or bill number, and then the value of it. So it arranges
Yeah.
that data appropriately into structured format.
Okay. You meant to say, does it post automatically the Miro
Uh,
transaction?
yes and no, both. That is something which we should be discussing once we start with the course. It is too early to discuss those details. I just said
Yeah.
like I can give you a high level overview, like understanding what OCR does. So the OCR
Okay.
solution, what we are talking about from a Vim perspective is where when we give an invoice image, it should extract the details from that invoice and give those structured data back.
Okay.
How to process
Sachin.
that structured data and all that is there is a setup required, configuration required, so we can discuss those during the sessions.
Yeah. Sachin, like, if you're done with QA, can you walk through us the portion which you're going to cover?
Course content, yes, we will go through. I have few more slides. We can go through those and then we'll go to the course content.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else has any more questions? Okay, I take silence as no. Then moving to the next
I
slide,
have
which is
question.
talking. Sorry,
Okay. I have doubts about duration of the course.
I'll come to
Oh,
that
okay.
later. Okay, I'll clarify that. I'll give you clarity on that. Okay, quickly covering the benefits of Vim is since it is a tool which gives you a lot of automation and collaboration, right? It's a workflow based solution, okay, which helps a lot to the end users and reduces the overall turnaround time for invoice processing. Okay, so that's where it boosts the productivity, it accelerates the overall operation. Okay, the tool is taking care of all the checks which are required on the invoice data, right, to ensure that there is a compliance part of it met. If there is any legal requirement, any legal compliance, that all is taken care. Approval is the integral part of it, so it prevents any frauds. Okay, with all these benefits, it gives you a lot of benefit in terms of revenue, not exactly by a revenue, but saving the costs. Okay, so that way it gives profits. Okay, and this tool, as I've shared earlier, it can be used out of the box if you are having if you do not have any complex scenarios. So you can start using with the pre-configured system itself. In case if you want to configure further, there is a lot of flexibility for configuration and customization. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, hi
Okay.
Sachin.
Yes, please.
So you are telling that this is a cost effective. So in what points you can mention that it can be giving some cost effectiveness for business?
Cost effective is your the productivity of the team increases, the overall turnaround time for an invoice reduces. Okay. uh, with the automation, compliance and fraudulent activities can be reduced. So from your compliance part of it, it ensures that everything is compliant, avoids any kind of penalties, any fraudulent activities are avoided. That helps in you being saving the cost. Okay. Coming to the productivity part of it, it increases the productivity of overall organization. Turnaround time for invoices is reducing. That means, or in other words, we can say that if the time required for processing an invoice was 10 days earlier, okay, overall turnaround time, it will reduce. Okay. There is no written claim as such, but based on my practical experience, I'm sharing this number, that it reduces to 5 days to 6 days, so you're saving 40% of your bandwidth. Okay. So in a way, I can say, if I was processing the number of invoices in my organization with 10 people, going forward I may need only 6 people. Or if I would be needing 60% of their bandwidth in the invoice processing, and the remaining 40% of bandwidth I can utilize for something else. So in that way, it is reducing the cost for the organization. Does that answer your
One more
question?
question, just Sachin. One more question. That earlier, na the image, most of the things not capturing. So in new technology, is this improved or the still issue is there?
You're talking about OCR?
In OCR.
Yes, yes. See, OCR, as I've shared earlier in previous couple of slides, right? That it is using machine learning and artificial intelligence also. And this area is something which is developing every day, every hour, right? So with the improving technology, the results are also improving. OCR
Okay.
is not new technology, right? As such, OCR is being used maybe like around 15 years now, or maybe more than 15 years, but the overall recognition rate or the output is improving.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
Sure.
Sachin, one more doubt actually. Where it comes from, like source system invoices, and how it classify and extract the system to the invoices and matter how it separated the extraction happens. Can you please explain?
I'll clarify that in the next slide. I think that should answer your question. Okay. Right now, if you see on my slide, I have represented a typical invoice flow. Okay. And then in the next slide, I will show you where how does this flow is captured by or catered by Vim solution, and where does the OCR comes into picture. Will that help?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. So as you can see on the screen, this is the typical invoice flow where you receive the invoice, right? Then somebody will do the data entry job, either it in Miro or FB60 transaction. Somebody will validate the data if the data is correct or not. Then business rules will be applied, okay, to ensure that all the required information is populated, either it is coming from the invoice itself or some other information which is required. All that is captured, then it has to be again reviewed or approved by the cost object owners, and then the invoice is posted into SAP. Okay. All this process is a manual process. Validation is done manually, business rule checks are done manually, asking for an approval is a manual task, right? Data entry is a manual task, posting is a manual task, all these are manual tasks. With Vim, we can automate all this process end to end. Okay. How Vim helps in this is this slide, where you receive the invoice. It could be a paper invoice or an electronic invoice. Okay. Then you can, with that invoice, you take it forward, it creates a document. Okay, with the OCR coming into picture, you can automatically do you can automate your data entry part of it. Right, with the OCR, data entry part will be automated. Once the data is available in the system, then it goes further for validation, duplicate checks, apply business rules, all these are carried out. Then it goes for approval. Right, it is a workflow based solution, so it goes for approval, and post the approval, document is posted into SAP for payment. At every stage, you have exception handling. In case of exception, who should be taking what action, all is configured in the system, so this is also automated. That brings up the collaboration. And because of this workflow based solution, it also automatically sends the task to the corresponding team to take an action, thus overall reducing a turnaround time. Okay, so your question was, how does OC, or where does OCR comes into picture? How does this transfers the data, right? So OCR comes into
Yeah.
the picture at this point when you receive the invoice. Okay, in the Vim solution, there is an archival part also, integral part of it, where your invoice is archived. Okay, so it is available for audit purpose. Okay, for a long term, and then that image is sent to OCR. OCR will extract the data, structured data will be sent back to SAP, and then the further processing happens. In case if you are not using OCR, then manual indexing will happen, and then the further process still remains the same. That is where your OCR
Ac-
comes into picture.
Exception handling, do we need to, create our own exception handling or system generated exception handling?
There are a lot of system generated exception handlings, and then there is an option to customize it. If your requirement is there to customize something, you can
Okay.
customize it.
Okay. So, for example, during this process, any error occurs, what we'll do? Where it's stuck, and how do we find out?
Exception handling will take care of that part. You will understand once we go through the details, like once we start with the course sessions. I will explain you how the document flow happens, how the details are captured, what happens when the exceptions are raised, how to correct those exceptions and process the invoice further. Like, it would be too early to go into those details. Some of you might
Yeah.
understand, some of you might not understand. It might create confusions.
Okay. Okay. So, for this process, dedicated system server is required to avoid
No,
any distract.
Vim, as I shared, right? Vim is a bolt-on system, so it is an SAP system itself. Whatever is your SAP system, it is the same system for Vim. OCR is a separate server. Archival is a
Mhm.
separate server. But Vim as a core solution itself it lies on the SAP itself.
So it is completely in one tool only, right? We don't need to integrate
Yes, yes,
anything
yes.
manually.
See, whatever you see here, the light gray color, this is all in one system. Okay. This blue part is a
Mhm.
separate server. This, sorry, and this dark gray part on the bottom, archival, is a separate server.
Okay. Those are
Okay,
we
you
need to
see
integrate
your
manually.
color notifications are given right at the bottom. Gray is Vim solution, dark gray is
Mm.
archiving solution, and blue
Okay.
is OCR solution.
Okay. Okay.
So Vim
Application.
is one single system on it is on the SAP itself, one single tool which will take care of all this.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Okay. Now the same invoice flow with a little bit more details with a swimline flow here. You can see that you can receive invoices in different formats. If it is a paper invoice, how it will get processed. If it is a invoice over an email, how it will be processed. If the invoice is in a pure digital structured format, then how it will be processed. Okay, so paper invoices will be converted into digital format by scanning it and take it forward. If email is received, it already has a digital format, it will be stored into the archiving part of it. Paper invoice will go into physical archiving also. Then once the invoice is received, it, depending on OCR non OCR, it can go through OCR process. Okay, if not through OCR, then it will directly come to Vim. or it will come to this register in Vim part of it. In case of structured data, when it is received, okay, it will directly come to this register into Vim because it is a structured data which can be read directly. In case of physical invoices or email invoices, it is not a structured data, unstructured data. So via OCR, we convert that into the structured data and it receives into Vim. Vim further will process all that exceptions handling and business rule checking and all that will be applied, and then it will categorize or process into different process: invoice process and PO invoice and FI invoice, or in other words you can say PO invoice and non-PO invoice. Okay. Further, it will follow the standard SAP process. In case of PO invoice, it will go with three-way match, the logistic invoice verification. If everything is okay, it is released for payment. If there are any errors or blocks, those blocks has to be resolved and then it will be released for payment. In case of FI invoice, it gets approved and posting and it will be released for payment.
Payments are we are not taking care, right, Sachin? That once
Payments
those
we are not. It is only about invoice processing. So right from receiving the invoice till the posting of the invoice.
clear. Okay.
How it differentiate a PO, non-PO?
There are ways to do it. We will go through details once we start with the configuration and all.
Okay.
Okay.
Sachin,
And across
I
this, you
have a
have the
question.
reporting available. So you have some reports also given by OpenText, which helps in overall monitoring and all details.
Hello, hi Sachin. This is Vishwa.
Yes. Yes, please.
Uh, does Vim integrates with S4 only, or is it also for ECA, ECC
ECC
also?
also. It works ECC also.
Okay. So as you're showing the OCR, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for our practice, we will also get this OCR
I'll come to that
server.
part later. I'll come to that part. I'll answer. I have something to declare, so I'll come to that part later.
Yeah. And another question I have.
Mm-hmm.
There is a software called ReadSoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's the difference between this Vim and the ReadSoft? I mean, do we have any advantages in Vim?
Vim is the see. I won't say that this is the good or bad or whatever it is. Okay, based on the industry, the footprint, Vim is the largest or the highest footprint, has the highest footprint in the market. Okay, it has its own advantages. Now I cannot compare it with ReadSoft as such directly. Okay, so Vim being tightly integrated with SAP because it is developed on top of SAP, it has its own advantages.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
When you talk about ReadSoft or any third-party tool, you would have to build a lot of interfaces to share the data between SAP and the tool. Does it answer your question?
Yes, yes, Sachin. Yeah.
Right. Okay. This slide I have tried to depict that this is the very initial configuration which is required for the flow. We have seen in the invoice processing flow, right? Archiving is the first step. So here I try to depict like during archiving what all we are going to cover, till what details we will be covering. Okay. So that's what is tried to depict, that we will be covering right from content repository till how the overall archival works, and then how it integrates with Vim, how it triggers the Vim document or workflow. All that detail step by step will be discussed. Okay. This slides depicts another representation called as mind map, showing that how different concepts are interlinked to each other, how it impacts, like one concept is impacting to the other concept and all. Okay. In general, talking about this, we will be discussing all of these concepts individually, and then we will see how these are integrated with each other. Okay. So all this will be covered.
Sachin, can you go previous screen?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Not this one. Come back.
Which
No,
one?
I am asking this one only because of here some existing T code is there. That's why I am asking.
Don't worry about those T codes, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Because T codes, there are a lot of T codes, okay? I can ensure that you will not be able to remember all those T codes. So many T codes we are going to cover, okay? So I will be sharing another way to remember those in a better way.
Sure. Thank
So what are these T codes actually?
This is the configuration steps required, where how you have to do the configuration required for archival to ensure that it starts with the archival and triggers the Vim workflow.
So T code is see, every T code it has some status, right?
T code basically in SAP transaction code is the code through which you will execute or it will bring up a transaction, a screen for the users. Okay, there are different ways to reach out to those screens. T code is one of those where you can directly reach to that screen, and there are other ways which I will be sharing during the sessions.
So do we really need to remember these T codes while working?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sachin, only these 4 steps configuration, or is
I
there
have
any
said like
in
this is
detail?
just kind of a representation.
Okay,
This is only about the archive link, and archive link also will not complete with this four.
okay.
Just a
So do
high
we
level,
step-by-step configuration
just a high level
document?
representation that till what depth we will be covering.
Okay, so that part, do we have a document like step-by-step configuration process?
We will be going through the live sessions, right? Step by step configuration. I will be explaining you step by step process.
Yeah, that is fine. You will. So what I'm asking is there a configuration document before the start our uh, course?
No.
Okay.
I mean, step by step details, Ajay.
Okay. So to answer that, let me first conclude with this PPT because it has. This is what I wanted to share. Okay. Then coming to the course content part of it. So here is the course content. Okay. So as I was sharing earlier, that basic knowledge on SAP and workflow admin, if you have basic knowledge on accounts payable operations and basic knowledge on material management operations in SAP, how the accounts payable work in SAP, how material management works in SAP. If you have this basic knowledge, this is very helpful to understand the concepts. We would be explaining, I would be explaining you the Vim details about every concept, every point. Okay. The
Some
prerequisite
echo.
part is something where I can touch base, but we cannot go
Hello.
into details about it.
Some echo is coming.
Yeah, someone has to go on mute. Sorry.
Okay. So if we don't have knowledge, how do we go ahead?
As I said, like I will be touch basing about whatever is required from these operations, from accounts payable, what we need to know. I will be touching those concepts, but we cannot go into details about those concepts because those are altogether different topics. So when we talk about
But
accounts payable,
you,
that becomes a different session altogether. Okay, material management itself is a domain.
but you will cover what are the touch points for Vim as part of Vim, where it interact,
There are a
right?
lot of people.
You will cover
Yep,
Vim touch points, right?
yes. See, wherever it is required, I'll touch part it. Okay. For
Echo is
example,
coming.
if
I
I
think.
say okay, PO-based invoice needs a purchase order. So now I cannot go and explain you what is a purchase order, how purchase order is created in SAP, what are the prerequisites to create a purchase order. That all details cannot be covered as a part of Vim sessions, right? So that is where your prerequisite comes into picture. I will be covering that purchase order is required. Okay, maybe I can give you what is a purchase order and why it is required to post the invoice. Other details about the purchase order, we cannot cover those. I
Bro,
hope that
SAP T
clarifies.
codes and open text T codes are both are same, na different.
Open text T codes are related to Vim area part of it.
Okay,
The
okay.
remaining
Start with
standard SAP PO
OPTs.
still remains the same. When I say PO, obviously it will be standard SAP PO.
Okay, okay. Slash OPT slash Vim underscore WP, right? Like
That's
that.
the workplace. That's one transaction code.
Yeah.
When we go
And
to the
MM team and
configuration, there are a
FICO
lot
team
of
also involved
configurations
in,
there.
bro. MM team and FICO team are involved in Vim, right?
It basically, if you talk about Miro posting, right?
Yeah, okay.
Let's
PO
keep
based
Vim
invoices.
aside for a moment.
Hmm.
If we talk about Miro posting, then
Hmm.
does it need MM team involvement?
Okay.
And does it
FICO
need
team
FI
in.
team involvement? Because you need to know GL account taxes, all that part is taken care by FI team.
Yes.
PO, GR, etc. All these are taken care by MM team. So Miro itself is
No.
in a gray area between FI MM integration.
Mhm. And
When we
non
talk
PO
about
based invoices?
FB60, when we talk about FB60, which is non-PO, it is purely taken care by FI team.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
MM
Apart
team
from
involvement
Vim,
is required, or MM material management operation detail or knowledge is required for PO based scenarios. Accounts payable operations are required for non-PO scenarios.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Bro,
sorry,
basically, which one is easy? I mean, Vim or MM?
I didn't get you, sorry.
Basically, which model is easy? I mean, MM or Vim in real time scenario?
Vim is one part of it. MM is a larger piece. Vim is part of
Oh,
it.
okay.
As
Vim
I
is
said, that
only invoice process, na?
Vim is talking or considering only the vendor invoice management, right? And it is
Yeah.
between the FI/MM integration. So it is a part of MM. It is part of FI.
Okay.
MM altogether is a larger piece. FI altogether is a larger piece. Vim is
Okay.
only figuring about one part of it.
Okay. Okay, bro.
Okay.
Vim is
Okay.
only
So
deals with invoice process, right?
yes,
Okay.
OpenText has other products also, but we are not talking about those other products. We are talking only about the vendor invoice management.
Okay, here ICC server is a different server and OCR is a different server, right?
ICC and OCR is one and the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, archiving?
Archival is a different server.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
Vim is
I'll come to that topic.
tightly
From a
integrated with
different server
SAP.
topic, I'll come to it. There was one question
Okay.
pending earlier also. So I'll come to the different server point of it.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go through the course content. So these are the course content details. Here we have mentioned the details about what we are going to cover in the overview session. In today's session, we have seen the what are the advantages, what are the Vim components, how it caters the overall Vim, the overall invoice processing, how the documents are posted, the swim lane process we have seen for PO, non-PO, and different sources of invoices, right? We will be covering the other concepts of archival related, all the archivals, process type, process option, all these details, categorizing those into PO and non-PO. You will see similar things in PO and non-PO because from configuration point of view, it is very similar. Okay, there are certain values which will make or bring that differentiation between the scenarios. PO based scenarios have little bit more concepts compared to non-PO because non-PO is directly posting into FI. PO has a process background related to MM and invoice verifications.
what is meaning by DP dashboard?
DP dashboard, document processing dashboard. There is a dashboard which is used for document processing.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the concepts for PO, non-PO together. Then we will go through the invoice approval details, how the invoice approval will happen. We will see the different sources of invoices, email, IDOC, etc. Okay, and reports and background jobs. What are the reports which are offered by OpenText? What are the batch jobs which are required to implement the Vim? And then towards the end, we will be covering the OCR part, okay, in which we will be discussing about the overview of ICC and configurations and the important batch jobs related to ICC setup. Okay. Now with that, I would like to add one point related to the different servers. Okay. So in the overall processing, there are Vim is part of the SAP server itself or the SAP system itself. We do have integration with other servers required or needed as a part of the overall invoice processing. Okay, those are, some part of them are optional, some part of them are mandatory. So what are those different services coming starting from archival server? Archival server is required, okay, and it is a different server. Second is OCR. OCR is optional and it is a different server. Okay. Ariba. Ariba is a different server. It is an optional. If your organization has it or does not has it, it's not mandatory. Okay. Ariba is a different server. Okay. When we talk about email, email includes your uh, exchange server. So that's a different server. Okay. So these different servers, whenever these different servers are coming into picture, we do not have access to those different servers or integration to those different servers. We have a system available with Vim component installed on it. So we will be going through the details about the configuration. Wherever these different servers are coming into picture, we will be sharing the details how these different servers are integrated. Okay. Having said that, practically you won't be able to log into those different servers and try out the things. You will be able to log into SAP system Vim solution. You will be given the credentials to configure all the Vim related steps. To these other servers you will not be able to log in. Wherever these other servers are involved, we would have to skip the practical part of it. Okay. Anything which is related to Vim configuration, we will be showing it practically and you will be able to try those practically.
Bro, I have wonder. In real time, which one is, SAP Basis or Vim?
Sorry, I didn't get you. What is SAP Basis and
In
Vim in the
real
sense?
time, which one is easy, like SAP Basis or Vim? In real
These are
time.
altogether different fields.
Okay.
SAP Basis is far different field, cannot be compared with Vim. Vim is more
Okay.
about consulting, connecting with business. Basis
Okay.
So your voice is breaking and
Completely breaking and echoing. Your voice.
Anil, can you go on mute when you're not that will be better.
sorry, I'm getting a lot of echo. Or I'm not sure if you're talking multiple people. So, somebody was having a question. You can go ahead, please.
Sachin, I have.
Yes, please.
Sachin, you're going to cover the OCR, archiving, and email in this course.
Yes, I
So,
will
like you
be
said, you
covering.
will
Uh,
skip a few of the things, right?
No, no, see, we won't be skipping the concept as such. Okay, what I meant was that we won't be able to do it practically. Okay,
Okay.
practically, you would be able to create a Vim document, you will be able to configure the Vim document, you will be able to process the Vim document, move it to approval stage, approve the document, and post the actual invoice. That all you will be able to do in the SAP system itself.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when we say about OCR, then you won't be able to log into OCR server and carry out steps in the OCR server. You won't be able to log into Ariba server or Ariba portal and carry out and trigger an invoice from Ariba for Vim. Okay.
Okay. Let's say I have a PDF invoice,
Hmm.
uh, and I want to upload it to the Vim and for the purchase order.
Hmm.
Like in the test server, can we do it?
You can, like, we will be configuring the archival related steps. Okay. You can do a drag and drop. It will give you the feel of how the actual things will work. Okay. But the archival will not happen since we do not have an archival server, so it will fail at that stage. Having said that, the next step is creating a Vim document, so you will be able to create a Vim document and
You're breaking. Sachin, you're breaking.
Sachin, we lost your voice. We lost your voice.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, now you're.
But frequently we are losing your voice. I don't know what is it. Hello, Sachin, are you there?
Still pending?
Yeah, you can go ahead now.
Okay, okay. So I was talking about that you will be able to create the Vim documents, okay, via a different program or different transaction through which the Vim documents would be created, okay. When you do the drag and drop via the archival, the Vim document is generated. So there is a break in between. So we will be creating in
Hmm.
two steps. You will do the drag and drop and archive the document part of it. Since archival is not available, it fails there. So creating a Vim document via a separate step. And then the Vim document will be
Oh,
created. Further processing of the Vim document can be carried out as a normal.
okay. So in the demo, it wouldn't be work for the archival step, right?
Yeah, you will be able to do the drag and drop, but it will fail at archival because we do not have a connection to
Yet the
archive server.
process is the same.
Yeah, rest of
Correct.
the
Yeah.
process will remain same. So like once you do the drag and drop, right, you will get that feeling of how does it happen, and then I will explain you how what are the next steps and what happens when you have the archival server, and in absence of archival server, then what we are going to do, that also I will explain.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Okay, but it will create,
Uh,
like we will be creating Vim documents, new Vim documents, and processing those Vim documents till the posting of the invoice.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
So
sir,
apart
is
from
it
sorry, please go ahead.
yeah, uh, sir, is it possible to give a demo any scenario on the Vim? So how Vim system is within the SAP in
We
this
will
demo
be
session?
going through the initial few sessions will be more about enabling, or what I can say is familiarization with the Vim screens and all. Right now, we if you're talking about showing a demo how the invoice processing overall works, right? That's
Oh,
not feasible right now. We have to go through, because even if I show, it will be kind of an end user activity. Okay, how the
mhm.
Vim document is created, how it is processing further. There are a lot of scenarios which we have to discuss and understand.
Okay. And sir, one thing I would like to ask. So, as per my experience from the SAP onwards, so learning part and practicing is only 10% when we go live and work in some organization. See, for if we are into different role like Vim support or Vim configuration, and how uh, you will going to train, sir? Is it real time or only just
Okay,
training?
I got it. So, coming to that part, the sessions will be live sessions every day. 1 hour session will be there. Okay, in that session, I will not be having any whiteboard as such. I'll be going to the SAP system, opening the configuration, and showing you step by step process how these configurations to be carried out, why the configuration has to be carried out, what is the significance of each field on those screens. Okay, so it will be practical training, and you guys also will get credentials, so you can log into the SAP system and carry out those configurations by your own as well. Does that answer?
And yeah, yes, sir. And what about this support role on the Vim? So
What do you
how
mean by support role?
support role means, see, after practicing, see, as a consultant, as a functional consultant, once I learned the Vim configuration part.
Mhm.
Okay, so there will be supporting scenarios what issues are coming. Is that anything is there to show us?
See, we will be discussing the concepts. I will be explaining you all the concepts through the Vim screens, the SAP screens itself. You will be trying out those practically on your own. Wherever you
Okay,
have any questions, doubts about it, we will be clarifying, discussing those doubts, and I'll ensure that those doubts are clarified. Okay.
okay,
If you talk
okay,
about that in your project, you have certain scenario, can we discuss those scenarios? No.
okay, okay,
Okay, from a understanding point of view, conceptual understanding point of view, whatever topics we are discussing in the sessions, you have any kind of doubts about those, we can discuss those. Yes, absolutely, yes. Okay, I'll ensure that all your doubts are clarified. And moreover, once you learn the Vim part of it, once you learn the Vim concepts, you would be like, I can say based on my experience from the previous batches, that you would be able to execute the Vim scenarios or your project related scenarios on your own.
Okay, sir. And after this
Bro,
training, is there anything like
Sorry, one at a time, please.
like any
bro,
project, sir? Project explanation. So how as is document prepared for Vim and how it will be live in the system. So are we
See,
going to
whatever we
cover?
are going through the session would be moreover like the scenarios what you are going to execute in your day-to-day life. Okay, obviously the scenarios in business, actual business scenario would be different. Okay, so that would all depend on what is your understanding. I mean to say, like, if we're looking forward, that will I be giving any project experience as like similar to what we have in normal universities, etc. That once you learn on the job, you get some projects to be delivered and all. No, we do not have those kind of projects or that approach. The approach here is more going through the concepts, enabling you through the concepts, and you guys practically trying out. As I said, the details what we discussed, the scenarios what we discussed, are very similar to your production scenarios.
bro,
Sir, before
bro.
we start our this training session, so do we have any business blueprint?
Business blueprint? No. Obviously,
No.
every organization has their own blueprint, and that is
Yes.
something
Yes.
very confidential.
Any
Nobody will
example, sir?
share your
Do
blueprint.
you do you do you have any example
That's what I said. Like,
document?
none of the organization will share their blueprint with anyone else. Those are confidential information. On top of that, open text is already coming as a pre-configured. So whatever is the generic part will be already available as a configuration.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay,
Bro, I have a small doubt.
please
Vim
go
is
ahead.
available in market. I want to purchase a Vim server and install my laptop.
Purchasing is it is available. You have to procure a license, as I've shared in my slide deck. License is
Okay.
costly. It is not
Mm.
someone that individually can procure. It's not that
Okay, how
someone
much,
cannot
bro?
procure, but it's very costly.
Okay, per month, how much it will be?
It's not about per month, sir. It is about license procurement. So once you procure, it's the product you are procuring.
Okay, is Vim available in market, right?
You have to reach out to OpenText and procure the license.
Okay, okay. But you will provide any server access Vim?
Yes, we will be providing you server access.
Okay, okay, bro.
Hello. So Sachin, so you'll provide instance access and everything, right? And also some real-time project scenario you will able to cover, right? To practice purpose.
What do you mean by real-time project scenarios?
Some real-time scenario like this, some capstone project. Okay.
Sorry?
Kind of some real-time scenarios will have to explain, right?
Yes, you can, like, if you have some scenarios, we can discuss those. I will be explaining you what all different
No,
scenarios can be
we don't
feasible.
have it. So as per your experience and in the real time, so after theoretical session is done, some real time scenarios has to be covered, right? That will be done or not?
See, when you say real-time scenario, okay, every invoice processing is a real-time scenario.
No, but what I'm saying that so with live server, when you process that, so we'll show everything, right?
Yes.
Like some kind of situations and conditions on the real time when you as per your experience, so that will cover or not?
Yes, that's what I said. Like, every invoice will have different scenaриos. You'll see that. Okay, real time.
Okay.
When you say real time, what do you mean by real time? right? I
Real
receive
time
an
in this.
invoice and I process the invoice is a real time scenario. Am I correct?
Yeah, that is okay. But it's what are the different conditions, different situations, how it will happen, when it
So,
happened, and like that.
yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Yashwant. So, sir, what he is asking, so you said you will not going to cover purchase order and like that. So, how you receive the purchase order in the training session? So, you will going to cover Vim only. So, purchase order is separate. It is come from the MM. So,
See, we have
how
a
it
test
will be
server
covered?
in which you have the test data available.
Okay,
When I say test data means that there are certain purchase orders already available in the system. You can use those
okay,
purchase orders. If you want to create
okay,
your own purchase orders also, you can go and create in the purchase orders.
okay. So
Okay.
that you will
Similarly,
not
we have a
cover,
lot of
sir?
Vim documents also available in the system. You can use those Vim documents and try out your configurations and practice it, or you can create your own Vim documents also.
Okay, okay, okay.
Sachin,
So, what is the
if I
duration of
could.
this course?
Coming to the duration part of it, we'll have 1 hour session every day, Monday to Friday. Weekends will be off. Okay. I do not time
Mhm.
bound any sessions. Okay. My preference or emphasis is on enabling people to understand the concepts. Okay. So that's the reason I cannot say that it will be completed in 40 days or 50 days. I do not time bound it. Having said that, based on the prior experience, generally it takes around 2 months of duration to complete the course, depending on again subject to that people are understanding normal understanding, as I said, like average it out it. Okay, sometime it takes 70-80 days, sometime it takes 45 days also. So I'm averaging it to 60 days, that is 2 months. Okay, and we are not taking any breaks in between.
Uh, Sachin,
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, Sachin.
like as we are going to take the server right from the one of the vendor, so what would be the cost for per month, like demo server?
Demo server, if you need some extra access to demo server, that is something you can reach out to Subbu directly.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, cost wise, see, again, thanks for that question. So I'll give one more clarification on that part. I am the facilitator from the content part of it. So I'll be conducting the sessions, content of the sessions. You have any doubts, any questions related to content part of it? Okay, I will be, you can reach out to me anytime. Okay, apart from that, cost or the fees of the course, you need something additional extra, what is the cost of the additional part of it, all that is taken care by Subbu. So Subbu is the admin who will be taking care. He'll be arranging the sessions, giving you the meeting invites, sharing the recordings of the sessions, all those is taken care by Subbu.
Sure. I will connect with Subbu regarding this.
Yeah, sir.
Thank
One
you.
one main thing, sir. Are you sending videos, recording videos?
Yes, every session is recorded and all those recordings will be shared with you.
What would the timing should be majorly?
Timings would be 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, or the earliest could be possible is 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Okay, depending on the majority of the people who are interested, whoever is joining, we will plan the batch accordingly.
9:30
Bro,
to
do you
10:30 is
have
fine.
provide any? Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, do you have provide Vim server, right? But it
yes,
is too much cost now. How will you provide?
we have procured the license, so we are providing from there.
Okay, okay.
That is, sir, Sachin, I have one question. So, since we are new to SAP, so you tries to learn SAP and to we don't want to look back again. That's why. So, what
I
is what?
didn't get you exactly what. If I have understood correctly, let me just share my understanding from your question. You, since you're new to Vim, and are you
Hmm.
saying is it right to start with SAP Vim,
Yeah,
OpenText
yeah. How
Vim
is the
directly?
market? How is the my market and demand? So, how the
Market
regarding
demand for OpenText Vim is huge. It's a
okay.
niche area. Okay, it's a niche area. You can try Google around open text Vim and
What?
all. You will not
What is
not
that
find
niche area?
anything. You
What?
will have a
No, no.
very
What you said?
overview base information available. Nothing else is available. So it has a very good market value. If you add SAP Vim in your profile, you will get uh, like if you are looking for already job opportunities, and if you are receiving maybe like one call a week, if you add SAP Vim to it, you'll start getting 3 calls a week.
So market wise, there is no problem, right? We
Not at
don't
all.
need to look back for survival of life, rest of life.
No, no, no. Vim has a very good demand, very good demand. Okay, obviously now having said that, cracking interview is altogether a different ball game. So it's on your
Oh,
knowledge how do you present it in the
oh,
interview and crack it.
oh! Is it really tough job to crack the interview?
Any interview, normal interview also, right? You will be grilled thoroughly, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Based on my effort and hard work, definitely part
Correct.
of it.
That's what I wanted.
So one more question. One more question.
Yes.
So actually, apart from them, since we anything we need to cover the extra need to learn, only Vim is enough to.
For your career to like give a start in SAP, as I said, like
Mm,
you need to know the basics of SAP also, basics of FI and MM. Okay, with that you can bring yourself as a Vim consultant, and
okay.
you already have a good experience in the domain part of it, like not in exactly the same tool, but you have a good experience in vendor invoice management in another technology, right? So
So
that
I
will add
have
on.
another I have another domain knowledge in OCR knowledge in Oracle.
Yeah, so
Same
that's what
similar
I'm
kind
saying.
of.
That will add on. So
But
see,
that's
basically, if I have an organization, what I will look from for a person whom I'm hiring is that person should be able to manage the things, right? Manage my scenarios, manage my system. So if you know about the domain knowledge, you know about the processes, you can manage it from the process point of view. We will be covering the technical details about Vim, so you will be able to manage the technical part of it. So if you are able to answer all my questions satisfactorily, whatever I am looking from a process point of view or a technology point of view, right? Then you're a good fit for
mm,
me. It doesn't matter what prior experience you have, or what uh, what I mean to say additional knowledge you have or not, right? If you're able
yeah.
to meet my requirement, I will hire you,
Yeah, correct. Exactly, correct. So one more
right?
question.
Bro,
Basically, I mean, 4+ is enough, or three from 3 to 4 experience level after this course completion.
What do you mean by 4+?
I mean, experience. We can put that in experience in a
Experience is
Vim
fine.
in
We
a resume.
have
In a
done
resume.
batches with very freshers.
Okay.
Okay, we have done the batches with zero experience also, and they have
Mm.
secured jobs.
Oh, what experience guys? Can I put 4 years or 3 years?
Experience in what? You mean to say, like after this
I I,
training, can
I
you say
have
4 years experience in Vim?
yes.
No.
Why? I see.
Okay, reason I'm saying is, again, it's my personal opinion. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, as I said, like interview is altogether a different ball game. It is more about storytelling, how you tell your story about yourself. Okay, so
Mm.
my opinion is always that be transparent as you can. Okay, so if the person is having a demand, they will surely hire you, even if you do not have experience from it. Okay, if you add experience to it, ensure that you build a story around it, because when they ask you questions, right, during an interview, they will be asking you, evaluating you from all different perspectives, and that time you should be able to answer. Otherwise, you will not be able to justify that experience what you have mentioned.
Oh. So
bro,
3 or 4 years,
bro,
no, not possible. Huh? Okay.
bro,
With Vim
are there
experience,
any
one or two is
openings?
also good. That is also considered good. Okay.
Okay.
Bro, how much experience you put in my resume? I mean, 2 years
Same
or
question.
3 years or
Same question I asked actually.
okay. Are there any openings for freshers on Vim right now?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
Hi, Sachin.
Yes.
Okay, actually, we are when invoices processed in a Vim tool, that is the end user part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after that, while he posting, it will you enter into the invoices. I mean, scanning whatever it is. It will after approval, it will post to SAP.
Mm-hmm.
So what
What's your
we'll do?
question? I didn't get you. Sorry.
Actually, end user posts the invoices, vendor invoices.
End users
Okay,
are posting the invoices using Miro and FB60. When you use Miro, Vim, then end users will be doing the indexing part, the data entry part, and then the posting is automated.
yes, yes, it means if they are scanning the invoices, they will scan and upload invoice in a Vim tool. It will post automatically in SAP.
Yes. In a very high level, yes.
That is the part now have experience scanned copy or electronically mailed copies. They will scanning and upload into that one. Okay, it will post it and we can check in vendor line items. Okay, what will do in as a Vim consultant?
A- As a Vim consultant, you will be setting up the system through which the end users will be using it.
The end user are not posting into SAP directly. They are posting invoices into in Vim tool. Both
SAP
that
and
is
Vim tool is the same thing, right? I just shared now, right?
okay. Vim
SAP
in
is Vim
SAP
is
tool.
only SAP, right? It's not a different system. It's the one and the same
Okay.
system.
Same SAP server, or you can post women through women voices.
Vim is the SAP server. Okay.
Okay.
Normally, without Vim, the users are going to Miro transaction and posting the invoices. With Vim, the users will be doing the drag and drop into Vim, and from there it will be posting the documents. It is the same SAP system. It's not a
Same
different SAP
server.
system.
Same server.
Yes, same server.
Yes, that is a confirm. I think it's third part two now have different scenario actually. Okay. Clear. Thank you.
Okay. Any more
Basically, we have
questions?
no any
Anyone else?
basis knowledge. So we have an aware of the what is that? Mygo, Myro, and PO based invoices.
Okay, okay. If
So
you want to go through the basics, okay, I would say like you can simply search on Google or YouTube. Also, you will find very good videos. You can go through videos. They will give you a basic understanding.
okay, basis or SAP basis knowledge you are asking.
Basic. I'm talking about basic
Base
understanding on the process or P2P process.
okay.
Search for
Basic knowledge
P2P
and
process, and then
okay.
you will.
I have to understanding a SAP basis. That is no need to require basis knowledge.
Basis knowledge, understanding is required. What basis does.
Okay.
Okay, we will be discussing about certain topics, certain areas where we need basis involvement. You need to just understand what is the action or activity required by basis and why that activity is required by basis. So that basic understanding.
Okay,
Okay.
bro. Actually, I did search on Naukri right now, but there is
Mhm.
no jobs on freshers on Vim.
I don't know what you have searched on. I cannot comment on that. Generally, Vim has a high demand, and that's what my experience is. I have some people whom I've trained that have gained almost 150 to 200% hike and switched their job to Vim profiles.
Okay, right now having Vim jobs in freshers right now.
Not in my not my see. As I said, like, we are not supporting into the job postings or opportunity. So I'm not directly aware on what is required, but in general, industry has a demand. Wherever I am catering the requirement, there are demands open.
Okay, at least 2 years of experience we have put in my resume, right?
Without any experience, after the course, just after the course, if you want to put your experience, I have shared my opinion already there. That
Okay.
I would not recommend to add any experience as such. That if you can build a story around it and answer the questions during the interview, I will not stop you from doing.
Okay.
Okay, it's your personal choice.
Okay.
So will you able to provide us a resume preparation? Helpmate, right?
Sorry?
Will you helpful for resume preparation? For example, I want to put some experience.
No. As I said, like we do not support anything on that part. I'm purely
Resume
into the
preparation.
content part of it.
You cannot provide a resume preparation.
No.
At least one or two compulsory required, because without experience they won't consider as experienced guys. Since we are in
I have
experienced
already
guys, right?
shared my opinion on that. See, we do not provide the recruitment area or support on the recruitment part. Okay.
No, no,
And
no. I'm
secondly, I
asking.
have experience where, in my experience, people have secured jobs and switched their existing jobs with zero VM experience also.
No, no. Let me tell you. See, I want to anyway. I want to put some experience. So in that resume, I want to share some roles and responsibilities, some contributions in Vim side
I
to
understand
add
that,
into my
yes, Nish.
resume. To
I
add into my
understand, yes,
resume.
Nish, that part of it. What you're looking for, I do understand what you're looking for. And as I have clearly told, no, I won't be able to support you there.
Oh my God, that is very badly required.
Okay, any more questions anyone has? I see, Brahma, your hand is raised.
No.
Yasnish, your hand is raised. Any more questions? Okay. Anyone else has any more questions?
Sachin.
Yes, Subhash.
Hello. So you are mentioning that you will be covered ICC, right? So
Mhm.
will we cover the BCC also?
ICC, BCC is very same. There is no difference.
And the business center also you will be covered in this course?
No, business center is more useful from a point like basically we will be covering the configuration for vendor invoice management. Okay, business
Mhm.
center is more used for beyond invoice setup. So that's a different setup altogether. That's a different solution, not related to vendor invoice management. So whatever configuration I will be sharing with you, that is good enough for vendor invoice management.
Okay. Business center is totally different, na, compared to BCCA and ICC.
BCC is Business Capture Center, which is OCR solution, which is nothing but the renaming of ICC. When OpenText has earlier brought in ICC, then they brought Business Center. So linking Business Center with OCR, they brought it.
Okay. Both are different, na.
Business Center is different. BCC is different. BCC is
Yes. Yes.
Capture Center, which is like nothing but the renaming of Invoice Capture Center.
Yes. I mean it. Yes.
Okay. If
So
there are no
apart
more
from that,
comments, I will request
Vim,
you
do we need to
to.
learn FICO or MM?
Sorry, yes, Nish?
Ariba. See, for example, see in the job requirement, some of the asking like apart from is there any dependency with Vim, like FF, FM, FICO or any other thing? Some job
As I
requirements are
said, like
asking
Vim is a part
FICO.
of P2P process, okay, which is the area of FIMM integration.
Okay,
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 so having an understanding of complete P2P process is required. Okay, and with that you will automatically get to understand certain parts of finance and certain parts of MM.
okay. Understood.
Okay, bro. Present which versions are using companies mostly like ECC 6.0 or S4 HANA?
Is SAP versions, there are different versions, different organizations are using different versions. A lot of organizations are using S4 HANA nowadays. There are a lot of organizations still using ECC. Okay,
Okay,
talking about Vim
Vim
version,
supports both those.
Talking about
Vim
Vim
support.
version, yeah, Vim supports both of them. There are different versions of Vim. Okay.
Okay.
So for Vim ECC, Vim 7.5 is the latest version. That is what we
Hmm.
will be using during our training also. For S4 HANA,
Okay.
there are different versions of Vim depending on the version of SAP. Okay.
Hmm.
So you can have Vim right from
In
16.4
both
till
servers,
20. Sorry,
in both servers, and
configuration.
yeah, configuration are the same or not, and invoice process
Same,
same or not.
same.
Okay, same transaction code.
Same process, same
Oh,
configuration. Okay. As I
okay.
said, I do not
For
go through the
S4 HANA,
transaction
for,
codes. I will share the details how you can go through the configurations.
okay, for ECC 6.0, the T code is WP Workplace, right? And
That is
another
only
one is
one T code,
S4
Anil.
HANA.
I've shared earlier also. There are a lot of other T codes.
Okay, S4 HANA for PF03, right?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
that's one T code.
Yeah,
We are talking about only workplace.
yeah, nice.
Okay, but there are
Both
a lot of other
ECC and
codes
S4.
which are required from a configuration point of view. What you are talking
Yeah,
about workplace is the end user transaction.
yeah. S4 same and ECC same, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hello,
And
sir.
Sachin, yeah.
Hello, uh, sir. Are you training on S4 HANA or ECC?
It
Vim.
will be ECC Vim 7.5 version. Vim 7.5
Oh,
SP8.
but present market is completely demanding on S4 HANA, sir. Whoever may be asking only S4 HANA. ECC, no one is asking. No?
Yes, I know. But as I said, ECC and S4 HANA version wise, Vim configuration wise, Vim setup wise, there is no difference.
No
Okay.
changes, sir.
No. From vendor invoice management point of view, there is no changes. As I said, OpenText has brought in new solutions, something called as Beyond Invoice Solution. All those are new solutions, but those are not related to vendor invoice management.
Sir, one question. So, is this Vim best suit for MM consultant or FICO consultant, sir? How it
Both
is
of
used
them.
for, sir?
Both of them.
See, majorly MM consultant know the all the configuration end to end, this P2P,
See,
and
Vim has invoice posting has two scenarios: PO based, non PO based. PO based is related to Vim, MM, and non PO based is related to FI.
okay, so most of the things like 99%, it will be PO based only, no, sir, non PO,
I cannot comment
not
99. It depends on organization to organization. I've seen organization using
okay.
uh, like 50-50 also. I have seen organization using, as you said, like 99% on PO and 1% in non PO. But other way around also I've seen like 50% PO, 50% non PO.
Okay, 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 sir.
I
Depends on
think
organization to organization.
I think service-based industries like non-based PO process now, Sachin. Actually, I don't know.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Even service POs can be created, right? So service also you
Yes, sir.
have POs available.
Actually, when vendor point of person, Ariba also there is a feature is called, right?
Yeah, Ariba is a tool, separate tool. It's a different product from SAP altogether, which requires a separate license altogether. That's a tool
But
for vendor invoice processing, but
yeah,
not all the vendors are enrolled to Ariba, and whatever is posted in Ariba is stays in Ariba. But from an accounting point of view, from your ERP point of view, you need to get that details into SAP itself, right? So from Ariba also there is an integration to Vim.
yeah, okay, okay. But no, no. In Ariba also there is a separate vendor invoice processing, right? Which is
Yes,
feasible?
there
Vim
is.
is feasible. OpenText Vim is feasible. Ariba Vim is feasible. Which is what is different?
Ariba is a tool, separate tool more for procurement
Yeah.
part of it, and in there they have also provided invoicing. Okay, in
Yes, yes.
Ariba you can do the invoice in Ariba network. You have the vendor invoicing where the vendor will raise an invoice in the Ariba network. So it is like they then in that case the vendor do not have to send the invoice separately as a physical copy or an email copy or something. It stays in the Ariba network itself, and from Ariba network, since you are part of the Ariba network, you will receive the invoice there itself. Okay, but that's all stays into the Ariba. From my ERP point of view, I need that same information to be processed in SAP as well. So that information from Ariba is sent to SAP and integrated with SAP.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But let me understand. Can you please help me to understand? So when Ariba is there in vendor, then why SAP choose to this open text vendor Vim? They can people
Okay,
can use
if
Ariba
your
only.
if
People
your
can use
question is that
Ariba vendor
if
only,
the
right?
vendor is on Ariba, why we need Vim?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so to answer that, first of all, not all the vendors will enroll to Ariba. Okay, as I said, Ariba is a separate tool which needs a license to be procured, so it's a costly item. So not all the vendors will enroll to Ariba, right?
Even
Whereas Vim,
these also need to procure, right? Vim also. These are
Vim
licensed
is
also.
required. Vim is required to be procured by you, right? By an organization, not by the vendor.
Mm-hmm.
I am the organization. I have to procure Vim to process my vendor invoices. My vendor does not need to procure Vim for sending their invoices. They can print an invoice and send a printed invoice to me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Just giving you a
Okay,
basic example, like you go to any shop, that shop person gives you a printed invoice. Now, in your system, how you process that invoice, that is where Vim comes into picture, right? The
okay,
shopkeeper does not need to have a Vim. In case of Ariba, the shopkeeper needs to enroll to Ariba, only then they can use it.
okay.
Got the difference? So not all the vendors will enroll to Ariba. That's the reason. And from an ERP point of view, you need to process the documents in SAP itself, right? You need to have those documents available in SAP. So to cater both these requirements together, where you can have different sources of invoices, need not it like Ariba will not be a single source. There would be different other sources available. Someone can send printed invoices. Someone can send invoices over email. Someone can send invoices over an IDOC, right? So and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
forth. So to cater all those requirements, you need to have some process or some tool which caters all these requirements. That is Vim comes into picture, and that is one of the reason why Vim is the holding the largest footprint in the market, because it caters all different kind of scenarios, and it is tightly
Yeah.
integrated with SAP.
So I hear that still Ariba can integrate to Vim also, right?
Yes, yes, Ariba data has to be sent to Vim.
Okay. And one more question. So if I want to enhance my skills since I'm new to SAP, should I go to an SAP side or should I go to OpenText side?
OpenText side, what do you mean by go to OpenText side?
So, see,
OpenText Vim is one solution. There are different
mm,
products developed by OpenText. Vim is one solution. Beyond Invoice is one solution. Archival is another solution.
mm,
OCR is another solution. ECM is another solution. So these are different tools which OpenText has developed. When you talk about SAP altogether is a complete ERP, enterprise
mm.
resource planning. So right from your production planning to quality management to batch management to uh, procurement, finance, HR, everything is covered in SAP.
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't need to learn any learning. Vim only learning is sufficient, right? I mean,
Base
some way
required for Vim, as I said, P2P process, yes.
that you will
And
cover,
there
right?
are good
Anyway,
videos available on YouTube. You go through those videos on P2P process, SAP P2P process, you should be good to go ahead with that.
so I requested you will also cover, right?
Sorry,
That you will cover
I
P2P.
will be touch basing it. YouTube videos, you will have detailed explanations.
Okay. Yeah, done. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so there are no more questions. I will request every one of you, please connect with Subbu and share your batch timings, preferable batch timings, so that me and Subbu can connect and plan the batch accordingly. Okay, and then Subbu will let you know when the batch will start and the batch timings.
Sure.
Okay, okay.
Sachin, thank you.
Yes, Anil.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sachin.
Any more questions? If anyone has any more questions, you can please go ahead. Otherwise, you can drop off. That's good enough. We have done. Like, if you want to stay back, you can. If there are no more questions, then we can close the session.
Thank you, Sachin.
Sir, can you share this Excel worksheet you
Course
showed that
content.
Course
course
content part.
content?
Yeah, I'll ask Subbu to share
Yes,
with you.
yes.
I'll ask Subbu to
Course
share with you.
content and this PPT. Can we have it?
PPT I cannot. Course content I can. I'll ask Subbu to share the course content with you.
No, apart
Okay.
from this course, you will cover everyday recordings and documentation also will accessible, right? Once we join
Recordings
the
will be
course.
available. There are no
And
documentations. We are not sharing any
documentation like
documentations.
this kind of documentation and any something, right? Notes and all.
No documentations. No documentations.
So just like this PPT.
That's what I'm saying. No documentation cannot be shared. Okay. This
No,
PPT.
no, we can
Class
shared
notes,
means
sir. He is
we can
asking
access
class
it, right?
notes.
Not only class notes, whatever the reference documents and all.
I'm answering. I understood your question, Yasnish. So that's what I'm answering. Every day session recordings will be available, and I have shared earlier also. I will may not going through any whiteboard or PPT during the sessions. I'll be going to the SAP system and showing you the configuration in the system itself.
Okay, sir. These recordings are downloadable or any
Yes, it is
restriction?
downloadable. It
Restricted.
is downloadable.
Okay,
And so, yeah,
that
okay,
is fine.
okay, okay.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Hello. Can you give any, I mean, notes like, I mean, material wise?
No documentation, no materials. See, a reason again, if you search on internet also, you will find there is no material available. Open text has a very strict control over it. Any details related to open text knowledge is not, that's like copyright, so we cannot share anything, and hence we cannot share any details or any documentation related to it. In anything in written format, I cannot share that.
At least after the class, we have to
Yeah.
practice. If you go through that navigation map like that, it's audible. You cannot reaching now. If a physical
So
document is required, we can see and
yeah, yeah, correct, correct.
it will
What
be
Brahma told her, always we cannot go ahead and listen the complete record. So if the document
one.
is easy to practice purpose,
Agnes, please 1 minute, please.
that's what, right?
Actually,
Ramaya, you're
we have
asking?
taken trainings FICO some. So yeah, currently I'm working as a FICO consultant. Previously, I took training, but they have some even some hard copy materials. Yeah, after that, we cannot understand what we have screenshots. At least we can go through the navigation. We can
See,
understand.
the
If we cannot
details which are
understand,
openly
we can
available
go
in
through the
market, details which are
Google.
openly available in market can be shared. As I said, like FICO related SAP is not stopping from sharing any details about SAP, standard SAP related documentation, etc. Open text does not allow you, and that's the reason we cannot share it.
But okay, we can screenable knowledge. We cannot. I mean, if you do practice, we can remember. Sometimes we have involved in the working jobs. Sometimes it will be delay. But physically document is available while traveling in bus or not, we can see at least we can remember and practice in later days. That's why we are asking. Without only
I,
base
I
concept,
understand why you are asking. Okay,
we have to suffer.
for
That's the
all of you, I have gone through the same phase when I was learning Vim. Okay, I understand your concerns. The details I have already clearly shared with you. Right, I cannot share the documentation. Recordings, everyday session recordings, you will get it, but I cannot share the written format.
in you have share Excel format content. Okay, in the content particular point, process the invoice. But what will steps is there?
Remember, you don't have to explain me. Okay, I know all that
That's why
thing, but
my intention. That's why I don't to blame
I know
anyone.
I understand. I said you right that that's what I'm trying to tell you, that I understand what you are looking for, and I have gone through the same phase, so I know what you're looking for. But I
Yes.
am clearly saying that I cannot share you anything in written format.
Okay.
Kind of mock
Krishna
interview conduction after course, some mock interviews and all.
Krishna Kumar.
Hello,
Sorry,
Sachin.
yes, Nish?
Some after course, so some mock interviews kind of thing will you provide? And interview
What
preparation.
do you mean by that? I didn't
As
get you. Sorry.
as,
After the
as part
course?
of after this course, as part of interview preparation, will you cover this mock interviews kind of thing?
No. I already shared, right? I am not we are not supporting any into the recruitment activities.
Just this is a only theory training only.
Practically, you are also getting, like, we're giving you access to the SAP system. You'll be trying out practically. All your doubts will be clarified practically, right? It's
I
not
mean,
whiteboard session. I'm not sharing anything on PPT and explaining the theory concepts. We will be doing in the system practically.
so you will provide an instance for practice for ourselves, right?
Yes, you will be getting credentials, user ID and password to log into SAP system and try it out.
How long? How long we can get it access?
Till the course duration.
Mhm.
2 months only, na?
As I said, like, I'm not time bounding it 2 months or 3 months or 1 month, right? Till
Okay.
the course duration.
Hi, Krishna Kumar.
Yeah, sir. Tell me.
Can you please share your contact number in chatting, please?
Sir, can I share it, Sachin, sir?
For me, you two guys want to connect with each other. Why would I stop you guys?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I am also working FICO consultant. He also comes